When your cat leans their entire weight against your leg or insists on sleeping right against your face, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Most people see a cuddly male cat and think, he's just a big, lazy sweetheart. But behind that constant need for physical closeness, there's something deeper that most owners miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded dynamics in the feline world. In fact, behavioral science reveals that the affection we see in male cats isn't just a personality trait. It's a profound psychological shift that happens when a predator chooses to trade their wild instincts for a bond with you. And if you respond wrong or ignore these specific bids for connection, which most owners do, you might accidentally push them away or miss the very messages they've been trying to send for years. Let's start with what this extra affection really means. Have you ever noticed how your male cat seems to have no personal bubble compared to females you've known? Most people think male cats are more affectionate simply because they are simpler or less moody than females. You might think he's just looking for a warm spot or a free meal, but here's what's actually happening. In the wild, a male cat's brain is wired for territory and competition. When a male cat becomes overly affectionate in a home, he isn't being lazy. He's performing a radical act of biological surrender. A 2019 study on feline social structures found that neutered male cats often lose the territorial anxiety that drives their wild counterparts. Without the drive to defend a 10-acre radius, that massive internal energy has nowhere to go, so they redirect it entirely onto you. Think about that for a second. When he flops onto your lap, he isn't just resting. He is taking the energy he would have used to survive in the forest and turning it into a social investment. This reveals that he doesn't just see you as a provider. He sees you as his entire world's territory. And by the way, if your cat ever headbutts your chin so hard it actually hurts, don't brush it off as a clumsy accident. We'll get to what that forceful contact really means at the end, and it's something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. Why does it feel like male cats crave touch more than females? Researchers who study animal cognition at Oregon State University have observed that domestic cats often perceive humans as surrogate parents. However, there is a measurable difference in how the sexes process this. Female cats are evolutionarily designed to be the protectors of the nest. Their brains stay in a state of high alert to guard kittens, even if they've never had a litter. This makes them more discerning, more cautious, and, to some owners, seemingly aloof. Male cats, once neutered, experience a drop in testosterone that allows their pro-social hormones to take the lead. Science says this creates a kitten-like state that lasts their entire lives. While a female cat is busy scanning the room for threats you can't even see, the male cat is emotionally free to focus entirely on social bonding. This means that when your male cat follows you from room to room, his brain is literally firing the same chemicals a kitten's does when following its mother. He isn't being needy. He is experiencing a lifelong state of pure, uncomplicated devotion that female cats, with their protective instincts, rarely allow themselves to feel. Have you ever wondered why your male cat seems obsessed with rubbing his cheeks against your phone, your glasses, or your face? Most owners think he's just itchy or being cute. But here's what's actually happening. Cats have scent glands concentrated in their cheeks, chin, and at the base of their tail. When a male cat rubs against you, he's engaging in allo-rubbing. But for males, this isn't just a greeting, it's a high-stakes marking ritual. Because male cats historically have larger territories, their drive to claim what is theirs is much stronger. When he rubs his face on yours, he's painting you with invisible pheromones. He's telling the world and himself that you belong to his pride. In his mind, you aren't just a roommate. You are a scent-matched member of his family. What makes this even more meaningful is that he is creating a group scent. If you've ever noticed him sniffing you intensely when you come home from work, he's checking to see if his mark is still there. When he immediately rubs you again, he's reclaiming you. It's his way of saying, I don't know where you were, but you're safe now. You're mine again. Now, before we keep going, if you're learning something new about your cat, hit like and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who want to love their cats the right way. Does your male cat seem to have a favorite person that he follows like a shadow? Common wisdom says cats are solitary hunters who don't need anyone. But behavioral scientists have observed that male cats in feral colonies often form preferred partnerships with other males, a brotherhood for survival. In your home, you have become that partner. In the wild, male cats rarely interact with others unless it's for a specific purpose. So, when your male cat chooses to sit on your lap while you work, he is overriding thousands of years of solitary evolution. Think about the weight of that. His ancestors survived by being suspicious and alone. Yet here he is, choosing to synchronize his breathing with yours. This reveals that he views your presence as a biological safe zone. To him, you aren't just a person. You are the colony that makes his survival possible. The next time he interrupts your Zoom call or walks across your keyboard, remember, he isn't trying to be annoying. He is practicing the social check-in that his ancestors used to ensure their partners were still alive and well. Have you noticed how your male cat might hide when the doorbell rings, but becomes a velcro cat the second it's just the two of you? Most people think cats are just generally scared or social based on their mood. But here's what most people don't realize. Male cats are incredibly selective about who they show their soft side to. They don't do this with strangers. They don't do this with people they don't trust 100%. While a female cat might offer a polite sniff to a guest, a male cat often operates on an all-or-nothing emotional scale. If he chooses to sleep on your chest, showing you his belly and exposing his throat, he's making a choice he would never make with another human. It is a calculated vulnerability. He is saying, I trust you enough to turn off my predator brain. This is where most owners get it wrong. They think because he's affectionate with them, he's just a friendly cat. But if you watched him through a hidden camera with a stranger, you'd see a completely different animal. That affection you feel? It's an exclusive gift. He has screened the world and decided that you are the only one worthy of seeing his true, unguarded self. Remember earlier when I said if your cat headbutts you forcefully, you shouldn't brush it off? This is what I was talking about. Behavioral scientists call this bunting, but in male cats, it's often much more intense than in females. Have you ever had him ram his head into your face so hard it almost hurts? This is the deepest, most emotionally powerful point of your relationship. In the feline world, the head is the most vulnerable part of the body. By forcefully thrusting his forehead into yours, he's doing two things. First, he's placing his life literally in your hands. Second, he's trying to merge his scent with yours in the most intimate way possible. This is what most owners never realize. For a male cat, this isn't just a hello. It's a physical manifestation of an internal need to be one with you. It's a callback to the way kittens nurse, pushing and needing to survive. When he does this, he is asking for validation. He is asking, "Are we still okay? Am I still safe with you?" If you push him away or ignore him during these moments, he doesn't just feel ignored. He feels a deep sense of social rejection that can actually trigger physical stress. That aggressive affection isn't a nuisance, it's a plea for connection. He's giving you everything he has in that one hard bump of the head. What does it mean if your normally clingy male cat suddenly becomes distant? This is where you need to pay the most attention. Because male cats are so driven by social bonding and territory, a sudden change in their affection levels is rarely just a mood swing. Studies on domestic cats reveal that they are masters at hiding physical pain. Because male cats use affection as a primary way to check in with their owners, a withdrawal from that behavior is often the first sign of a health issue, like urinary tract blockages or joint pain. If he stops sleeping in his usual spot next to you, or if he stops bunting you when you walk through the door, don't ignore it. He isn't growing out of it. He might be in a state of protective withdrawal, where his body is forcing him to prioritize internal healing over social connection. And here is where it gets even more powerful. Sometimes, a male cat will actually become more clingy when he's sick. If his affection suddenly feels desperate or frantic, he isn't just being sweet, he's seeking your surrogate parent protection because he feels vulnerable. Don't ignore these shifts. Your cat's affection is his language. If the words change, the story has changed. So, the next time your male cat follows you into the kitchen or insists on claiming your lap the second you sit down, ask yourself, do you still think he's just being cuddly? We've seen that this behavior isn't just about a warm place to sit or a simple personality trait. It's about a male cat's biological decision to redirect his territorial instincts into a lifelong bond with you. It's about the science of a kitten-like brain that never wants to grow out of loving you. That's not just laziness or simple-mindedness. That's a 15-pound predator deciding that you are the most important thing in his entire world. It's a level of trust and devotion that most people spend their whole lives looking for in humans. And that headbutt, that heavy lean against your leg, that loud purr when you're nearby, it was never small to them. It was a choice. And it shouldn't be small to you either.